Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How are you all? So it's the season, the Christmas time. And I thought I'd get on and do a little video and talk about the season and manifesting and the law of attraction and things of that nature, self-healing, even probably throw in a little meditation. So I've been down south. I'm back home. I'm back in Colorado. It's cold here. They had a lot of snow up to this point. I have not been here for that, but I have been following the weather, and it's been very, very cold, and it's very, very cold here now. And they're not expecting any snow, but not for the foreseeable future anyway. It looks like a week, but the temperatures are going to be down there. And we'll have to just see how that goes. I've been down on the Texas Gulf, actually on Padre Island. I've been down on Padre Island, that area anyway, and I enjoy it down there. People from the South are different. People from the South are different. Everybody seems to be yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. You know, that sort of politeness amongst each other. I don't believe they feel that way towards each other, but they use that kind of etiquette. And down there, there's a lot of people that are struggling in a lot of different ways. And I obviously went down there to do some research, have a little bit of a good time myself, do some ocean fishing, golf fishing, excuse me. And I don't much care for the bay down there. All along the Texas-Louisiana coast is kind of a bay area, and it's just a big mud puddle. And they go down there and they catch those speckled trout and flounder. I believe there's some good flounder down there. I heard tell, I didn't catch one, but I heard tell there were some 30-pounders down there. And there are alligators. If you go to my Facebook account, you'll see a sign where I went fishing one time. I forgot to read the sign going in, but I read the sign coming out, and it said alligator. Be careful, kind of idea. But they had a hurricane down there a couple years back. I don't remember, Harvey or something like that. The town Rockport in particular, and pretty much Rockport still has some damage and rebuilding going on. Actually, a fair amount of damage and rebuilding going on. The part I wasn't happy with is prices have gone up down there. I go down with my little Airstream and stay, and I was blessed to stay in a little park, 54 spaces that was really accommodating to me. The price there was reasonable, and they had nice facilities, and I enjoyed myself there. I didn't enjoy some of the goings on there, and part of my leaving earlier than I normally would. I normally would stay another month or two, but I just felt really uncomfortable there, and decided to come on back, head on back. The point I was trying to make about it down there is that because of the hurricane, a lot of people, are having to incur an added expense with the rebuilding. Some people are getting it for free from the government, but others are having to pay. And in turn, it seems like the snowbirds are getting hit with higher costs in a lot of different areas down there. The gas was cheap. I think the cheapest I paid was $2.05. I might have averaged $2.11 or $2.14, something like that, which was really very, very good. But I am aware that there's a lot of angry people down there. I was all over doing everything, talking to bunches of different people, and it's an angry part of the country. And I work around self-healing and neuroscience and how your thoughts create disease and illness and sickness and diagnosis and trauma, and how your thoughts can also eliminate that stuff, and from addictions to drinking to drugs to violence to just a lot of awful other behaviors that go on. And nobody much cared about wanting to pursue that. And I didn't sense a lot of patience down there. I talked to some other people that were traveling, and they felt pretty disgruntled as well. So it was not a good experience for me. I probably will not ever go back there. It just turned out to be not as positive of an experience as I would have liked it to be. And in turn, I mean, I understand I was a little cash short, but I also went and got a job, and the job turned out to be a pretty awful kind of thing in terms of the behavior of the people that work there. So I wasn't willing to. There's kind of a line that we all allow people to cross, a time or two, and then if they do that a few times, it's time to do something different. And I definitely was not going to continue in that sort of environment. So I headed back. I did stop back through the valley. I came back through Tucson, and I like Tucson. And I came back through Apache Junction and Scottsdale and Fountain Hills and the East Valley and a little bit of Phoenix and stuff like that. Here's what I noticed there. Prices have all gone up. Their real estate has just gone up, up, up. Their gas prices, which was very interesting, every place in the valley was $3.05. Back here, it's not half of that, but $2.50, I believe, or something in that nature. But it's the same principle. They're gouging the snowbirds, raising the prices on the snowbirds wherever they can. Food, gas, lodging. The RV parks, as down in Texas, all doubled or tripled in price. I think the air of RV parks and RVing is probably on the other side, headed down. I don't expect that to be a luxury long-lived in years to come. I think people have gotten greedy. It used to be where you could be what do they call those, work campers? You could be a work camper and you worked, it was 16 or 17 hours a week in exchange for your site, and hookups. And now it's 3 days, 8/16/24, and you might get your site and some utilities, but single work campers don't exist anymore. They want two for the price of one. They'll take a husband and wife and give you a site, but they're also getting 48 hours of work out of you. Sell your RV, you guys. There's a lot of unhealthiness happening in that industry, and it makes me nauseous. There's a lot of unhealthiness in greed with raising gas prices. Gas doesn't have to be up. There's no reason for gas to be up. There's nothing going on that would cause the gas to go up. This is the middle of winter. Nobody travels. Gas goes down. Lodging doesn't have to be the prices that they have. Housing, you real estate agents. I almost said something bad. But, you know, I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate broker. Colorado, used to be Arizona for a long time too. And I'm embarrassed to even claim that I'm a real estate agent broker. It's a hustle. That's all it is a hustle. It's a game. How can I get money out of you? It's the same thing with car dealers. You know, how can they explain the numbers to you in such a manner that they're pocketing big commissions and the price of the vehicle isn't really even going down? Bad. But drinking a little coffee here. Half and half decaf, and it's actually pretty good. So last comment about the travels, and it's kind of funny. Down in Texas, they have, up here we have breakfast burritos of all sorts, and down there they have tacos. And here's the most amazing part of Texas. They have donut shops, Donut Palace, Donut King, Donut something another shop, and everybody goes to these donut shops, and they have donuts in the morning and these little teeny weeny, I guess they call them tacos, but it's the biggest farce in the world. And I really paid attention to this. People down there smoke. They all smoke cigarettes. They don't even want to quit. And they're all fat. People in Texas, the women. I mean, I was around this little pocket area, mind you. I don't see fat women up here. I mean, everybody's athletic, they're in shape, they go to the gym, they work out, they don't smoke, they really social drink, maybe a little bit of wine here and there. Down there, they're lush, they're drunks, they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, and they're fat. You can take your yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and go throw that in the toilet, because your behavior sure doesn't exemplify who you are. Kind of a negative spin on Texas, but I don't know. I sure don't see myself going back down there again. And good luck to you all. Actually, for that matter, the Valley. I mean, let's talk about the Valley for just another second. I don't mean to get carried away, but I am, so why not? They're going through the same stuff. I mean, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. and whatever they have to do to get it. I ran across, and some people listening to this that may listen to this will know what I'm talking about, but I ran across a cute little house in Sedona. It was nice. I mean, older, but nice, $34,000. And I thought, well, shoot, I'd go down, maybe buy that or something like that, hang out there. And I got talking to the realtor, and everything was just clean as a whistle, all on the up and up, and just seemed like a good deal, a good deal. No covenants, no HOA, pretty little place, nice location, price was more than right. $1,000 a month you have to pay for the land. I said, what's up with that? I don't know. He comes up with some blame excuse, but the price of real estate is terrible. I come back up here, you guys down there. I mean, I just kind of didn't leave positive remarks for either one of you, but here I am back up here. I've lived here most of my life, and I work out of here, and then I go places and do research elsewhere, all over the world, as a matter of fact. And it's just as bad up here. Don't be throwing your shoe at this iPhone. Listen, it's just as bad up here. The people up here have come from all over the United States to live where I live. And they brought their cultures with them. And it's disgusting and not very good. The prices of real estate here, and again, I could be in real estate here. Absolutely, I could be. I still am. I mean, I just am not working in that business. But the prices are outrageous. I don't even think you could buy a garage around here for anything reasonable. It's terrible. They're very hard on people up here. They're very disrespectful on people up here. If you're not in their train of thought, they really don't want anything to do with you around here. How would I put it? This is a good place to think for a minute, but you get mistreated up here. Not because you're doing anything wrong, only because you're opposite of the way that they think. My business for my whole life has been around guidance and counseling, helping people to get well. More recently, in the last 12 years anyway, it's been around how to self-heal, how to stop the disease, the trauma, the diagnosis, the illness, the sickness. Nobody cares about that stuff anymore. I mean, I should be doing a YouTube video on neuroscience, some little aspect of neuroscience and getting well. And I've done that. Good Lord, I've been doing podcasts and YouTube videos for years. There isn't anybody that comes and follows this. They don't care about stuff like that. They don't have an interest in that. Up here, so Texas and Arizona, don't think that I'm just being hard on you guys. I mean, I'm just presenting what I saw. And I'm telling you, I see the same thing up here. I don't see anything any different when I compare up here with down there in either spot. I wrote a blog last night, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, Go look it up. It's on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. But it just talked about people are not very healthy, and they may not be making really healthy decisions and choices. And my comment the past month or so, and doing things, putting it out on the internet, is just around, ignorance is a choice. Ignorance is a choice. I read other stuff on the internet. It's kind of interesting from friends of sorts, old friends, old acquaintances, and, they're ranting and raving about how much people are maybe not doing the right thing or making the right decisions or having good behavior of any kind. I'm not the only one seeing this kind of stuff. So, I thought I would talk for a minute about. I'm really wanting to build up this YouTube channel. I've kind of shut down the podcasting on Spreaker. That's where I was for a long time. iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Tunes. And you can find me on Facebook, on LinkedIn under John Zager, just John Zager, Zegar. And Twitter, I go by Desert Isles, Desertisles. I don't know why. That's all I could get at the time, many, many years ago. So that's what I've used. Go and follow my pages, especially on Facebook. I guess I put a little bit more over there than I do elsewhere. And see what you think of some of that. But I'm really wanting to branch off and build up my YouTube channel. There's a guy that I listen to a fair amount. He's a young kid. He's a nice kid. What's his name? Jake Dosey? Jake Dulcey? Ducey? Something like that. If you go put something close like that in under YouTube, you'll find him. The table squeaks, you guys, so every time I put my arms down, it squeaks, and I'm trying not to do that. My apologies for sure. But he went from nothing. It sounded like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 people to, I think he's over 500,000 followers. He's really good. He talks neuroscience stuff as well. He lives out in Hawaii. He made a bunch of money. I've written 4 books. He's written, I don't know, 1 was a bestseller. But I have 4 books out, and he's got 1. It's a good book. It's a good book. He's got this little hypnosis thing that he pushes real hard, and it's a good little hypnosis program. It's free, and he gives it out to everybody, and it's helpful, and that's helped build some of his people, and in turn, he's made a lot of money. I mean, this guy's made millions of dollars off of partly his book, partly his. He was a TEDx talker when he was 17, 18 years old. I went and listened to it last night. It actually was very good. He did a great job. Currently lives in Hawaii, has really long hair, and married, and is real helpful with understanding people, understanding neuroscience, and the law of attraction. and why it works and why it doesn't work. He's kind of said everything there is possible to say about the law of attraction and why it works and why it doesn't work for some people. Likewise with myself, I mean, I could sit here and tell you the same stuff that obviously we all know, but if you've been listening to me, you pretty much have heard it already anyway. I just am trying to narrow it down for myself why things work for some people and not for others. And there's a lot of stuff that's important to talk about. And maybe over the next, I don't know, while I'll get back into some of that. But it does have to do with your belief system. And Dr. Joe, of course, says it best when he talks about you can't let that negative thought or emotion come back in. You just can't, because then you're offering resistance to what you're wanting. And it's not even so much what you're asking for, it's what you're feeling. If you could actually feel the emotion of where you want to be, the likelihood of you having a manifestation is great. For instance, this is real simple stuff, you guys. This is not complicated. But for instance, you're sick. I don't know. You have a disease, some kind of disease. Pick any one of them out. And if you can put yourself, and it works out best to do this through meditation until you learn how to do it with meditation with your eyes open, and how to do meditation while you're walking around on the planet every day. But to use meditation in the beginning is just so helpful, so helpful. And you have to be able to visualize and see yourself excuse me, without a disease, without your disease, your diagnosis, your trauma, your sickness, your ill health, your emotional issue or issues, your struggles in life. You have to be able to see that and believe that. Accept, believe, and surrender. You know, if you listen to Dr. Joe's stuff, and I'm not an authority on anything, other than, gosh, I don't know, 43 years of clinical psychology, neuroscience, I guess must have done something in that time, but Dr. Joe's book, You Are the Placebo, I've actually have this little iPhone standing on top of The Secret, and underneath that is, Becoming Supernatural. Those are great books. But Dr. Joe's book of You Are the Placebo, he really gives the secret away back then. And everything forward has been ongoing struggle to get people to follow his formula. Accept, believe, and surrender without a doubt, without a thought that it could be any different. Being well, being healed, not having emotional problems, not having a difficult life, not having a disease. To talk to people about that is very frustrating for me, because I have so much I want to say, and there is so much that people don't want to hear. Ignorance is a choice. I know many people who are sick and dying. I know many people who are sick and dying. They don't want to hear it. They want to be sick and they want to die. I know many people with grave emotional problems. They don't want to hear it. They just want to be sick. They want to identify with their emotional mental health issue. I know many people who have difficult lives. What's the common one? Living in lack, right? Not having enough money. Most everyone is offering so much resistance to help that they're not receptive to receiving what the universe wants to give. It's ugly, you guys. It's ugly. It's ugly. Sometime back, when I was a little kid, I grew up in a family that had its share of turmoil, trauma. And as a result, I had some of the anxiety that would go along with that, and kind of a generalized anxiety disorder that disrupted my life, most all of my life. I went into treatment off and on for many years, trying to resolve that. And it doesn't work. Psychology, psychotherapy, compulsive disorders, cognitive therapy, all it does is keep the trauma festered. It does nothing. Let me make this statement. I started psychology in 1969. So I've been in this business longer than 43 years. It doesn't work. It's horrendous. Now that I'm on the other side, I haven't had anxiety or emotional issues in, I don't know, 5 or 8 years. Because I use neuroscience. I use Dr. Joe's program. And it just went away. It's doesn't exist. I don't remember being that person. I don't have anxiety. It just is gone. And it's gone from working Dr. Joe's program. I've never been to any of his workshops. I applied for financial aid, but got turned down 4 times. I guess I didn't have a grave enough issue. Cardiovascular disease. I used to have cardiovascular disease. Been gone. Maybe 5, 8 years ago. It left when the anxiety left. It's working Dr. Joe's program. Neuroscience. Don't go near a shrink. Don't go near a psychotherapist. I listen to people that see him today, and they all do the same thing. They all sit down and take notes. They have no clue what they're doing there, other than just trying to get you to re-traumatize. I see my time's running. I got carried away in the beginning. I'd like for one or more of these YouTube videos to go viral. I have a dream that I could have 100,000 followers and views. So, as Jake would say, he always points, hit the subscribe button, right? It's right there. It's right there. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit it. And then go over here. He goes over here. Make sure you hit the bell. I gotta get my finger up here just a second. Hit the bell over here so that you'll be reminded when I do another one. And I'm going to start doing them every day. And let's get these to go viral. I don't have anything free to give you, but I have a lot of good information you're going to want to hear. So I need 100,000 people. I believe it's possible. I will tell you from personal experience what works and what doesn't. Just get everybody and your brother to listen to these. Listen to me. Send this YouTube everywhere. So, God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.